So our brand is Crisis. It was... Yeah. Our Brand is Crisis stars Sandra Bullock, who seems to be some sort of campaign manager, where she helps create a certain image for people running in political affairs and helps get them elected. Well, she has just lost 3 or 4 times in a row to Billy Bob Thornton's character, who's the same as her, just on the opposite side. But a few people get her out of retirement and say, hey, this could be your last job, we need your help, we need this guy to become the next president of Bolivia. The man that they want her to work for is really far down in the polls. He used to be the president, he's going into re-election, but he's very unlikable. He has a short temper, he's just one of those guys that, yeah, I don't think you can be a people's person. And yeah, this is a really big deal because Bolivia is in a really bad crisis at the moment. And maybe their candidate could be the one to solve the crisis. Guess what? The leading candidate has the campaign manager played by Billy Bob Thornton, who has beaten Sandra Bullock 3 or 4 times already. So now it becomes a battle to do anything they can to get their candidate into presidency. And let me tell you, these two people are willing to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. As far as political dramas / comedies go, I found Our Brand is Crisis quite entertaining. Yes, it's nothing really that new. It's pretty predictable and follows the same structure as other movies of its kind. But overall, I still found it entertaining, and that's because some of the humor really worked, at least for me, and I thought the characters were interesting enough for me to get through the movie. Even though I do find the characters pretty interesting, I think as far as acting goes, it wasn't all that great as everyone says it is. I really like Sandra Bullock. I've seen her in plenty of other movies. But for me, this is just one of her mediocre movies. I thought Billy Bob Thornton was really good, but it's also typical of his roles as well. I think the time that both of them really shined and really acted well was when both of them were together. Whenever Billy Bob Thornton and Sandra Bullock crossed paths, all the discussions they would have with each other, I found their relationship really interesting, really complex, and I could get a sense that they're really duking it out and playing mind games with each other. I thought the chemistry between those two rivals were really great, and I think that was the best thing in Our Brand is Crisis. Now I think the humor is really going for satirical, and for the most part I did find it kind of funny. But at the same time, it's nothing really new, nothing that it should affect us as an audience, because we know this kind of stuff goes on in political matters all the time. And so it felt like satire that was kind of funny, but not effective. As far as Sandra Bullock's character goes, she's a really unhinged and pretty crazy main character. Now I do get what they're going for. The trailer pretty much said what the main character is probably going to be like through this movie. Like, Billy Bob Thornton says it really well in the trailer and well in this movie, where it's like you fight with monsters, you eventually become one yourself. And so for this movie, Sandra Bullock's character felt like she was descending into becoming more of a monster and doing whatever it takes to get this guy elected. And I can see that progression with her, but at the same time, some of the beats are almost too childish. Like, she does a few little pranks and stuff, which is really... it's just out of nowhere. It's like not funny, it's just childish and just immature. Like, for instance, there's one time where, now this scene is pretty funny, pretty tense, pretty strange. Like, there's this one point where they're going to this one area to get more voters, and they're driving a bus. It's down this road that's on the side of a mountain. Sure enough, just ahead of them is the candidate that Billy Bob Thornton is running with. So Sandra Bullock's like telling the bus driver to go faster, get past him, we gotta get to that area before he does so we can get those voters. So it gets a little tense as these buses are literally racing against the side of a mountain where the other side is a sheer cliff. And as they're going past Billy Bob Thornton's bus, what does Sandra Bullock do? Well, she sticks her rear end out the window and pulls down her trousers and moons them. I'm not joking. That's what happens in the movie. There's a few other childish pranks that she does throughout the movie, and it feels like it doesn't fit at all with this movie unless she's completely going mad. But for the most part, I don't think Our Brand is Crisis is a good movie. I just feel it's a serviceable one that can be entertaining to the right crowd. So I'm going to give Our Brand is Crisis 2.5 stars. So have you seen Our Brand is Crisis? What did you think about it? Go ahead and comment. If not, what is your favorite Sandra Bullock movie? As always, this is Bruce Gifford, and this was Just My Opinion.